There is a Dutch company that is exactly 400 years old. Its value is insanely high. Think about Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Saudi Aramco. Even if you combine all of their market values, you still wouldn't reach the value of this 400-year-old company. When we think about capitalism, wealth creation, and old money, names like the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers usually come to mind, right? But we rarely think about this Dutch company. Yet this company was revolutionary. It created the world's first corporation, the first stock exchange, and the first initial public offering, IPO. And this company still exists today. Now get ready. Today we're diving into the strange story of the Dutch East India Company and the House of Orange. It's the year 1580. A major event takes place in the Iberian Peninsula. Spain takes over Portugal, and two great powers become one kingdom. This brings vast territories across Asia, Africa, and the Americas under a single rule. This situation was a huge threat for the Dutch. At the time, they were technically under Spanish control, but were fighting for independence. Now they were facing a much stronger enemy. The Dutch knew they couldn't resist this power with weapons alone. So they created a new weapon, private capital. In 1602, 7 trading companies merged to form the VOC, also known as the Dutch East India Company. This was not an ordinary trading company. It had armed ships, private armies, and forts. But its most revolutionary feature was its shares. For the first time, ordinary people could invest in a company. This allowed imperial expansion to be funded by the public. A system that could grow without taxation was born. At the same time, the House of Orange was rising. This dynasty was powerful, but had no kingdom. In this new system, nobility was no longer as important. They had to adapt to survive. Instead of relying on land, they turned to capital. They didn't run the VOC, but they financed it. This gave them influence and power within the system. Over time, members of the House of Orange became leaders of both the VOC and the West India Company, making them some of the most powery people in Europe. The VOC was not just a company, it functioned like a state. It had an army, made treaties, and governed territories. At its peak, its value was around $7.9 trillion in today's money. From the 1600s to the 1700s, over 1 million people were sent to Asia. They weren't explorers. They were employees of the company. The company's success relied on 3 things: state support, wealthy elites in Amsterdam. The House of Orange. The powers given to the VOC were far beyond a normal trade license. It could make treaties, wage war, and govern colonies. In 1619, they captured Jakarta and renamed it Batavia. This became their main hub in Asia. Then came another major innovation, the IPO. In 1602, people bought VOC shares. This was the first time in history. This also led to the creation of the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. People didn't just buy shares. They began investing based on future prices. This laid the foundation for modern finance. Shares rose from 100 to 1,000, a massive gain. But there was risk. The Dutch solved this with the concept of limited liability. Investors could only lose what they invested, not their entire wealth. This system is still used today. These ideas spread to England. In 1688, William of Orange went to England, leading to the Glorious Revolution. After that, the Bank of England was established, and modern finance took shape. Around the same time, the Dutch reached America and founded New Amsterdam, modern-day New York. The British later took over but kept the Dutch systems. Over time, these systems became the foundation of modern finance. But the VOC didn't last forever. By the 1700s, corruption increased, costs rose. Competitors grew stronger. In 1795, the state took control, and the VOC came to an end. But its system lived on. Today, the Netherlands is still financially powerful and one of the world's biggest investment hubs. The House of Orange still exists and remains influential. In 1907, Royal Dutch Shell was formed and became a global energy giant. Today, major financial institutions like ING are also part of this legacy. But there is also a dark side to this story. The VOC committed massacres, used forced labor, exploited indigenous populations. For example, the Banda Islands Massacre, the Ambon Massacre, the Batavia Massacre. So yes, they built modern finance, but they also caused immense suffering. In conclusion, the House of Orange realized one thing: power no longer lies in crowns, but in capital. And today the same question still remains. If markets now hold the power once held by kings, then who controls the markets? If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Come and learn finance.